Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Vijay and we are studying Python in our Python Mastery series. So, in the previous videos, we learned how to handle the files and how to perform the operations on the file like read, write, and append. Okay, so till now the foundations are done. Now we were able to write the programs in the functions, able to accept the like flexible values with args, kw args. Then we moved to the functions in a different modular way, files we were storing, and then we were able to utilize that all the things. Okay, so now let's say we are able to handle the files, but a customer entering the value in a program enters a wrong value or invalid input. Like let's say we asked to enter a bill amount that should be integer. Instead of that, they entered the food item name by mistake. Like instead of 250 of the price, they entered pizza. So Python won't be able to convert that into the integer when we do the typecasting, and it will give the error, and the program will crash. Does it happen in the real life? Do the softwares really crash whenever a user enters a incorrect data, incorrect value? No. Instead, gives a message to the user that this is not the correct format, or something like a friendly message which user can understand and then re-enter the value rather than crashing the program. That is not a good idea. We should be focusing more on how we can handle that thing, and this whole concept is known as exception handling. Not only Python, but every language has some kind of exceptional handling with them, so that whatever the user enters, we do not have control on that. User sometimes can enter the wrong message, but at least we can notify the user. Okay, so let's move to our blackboard, and let me give you a theory part on the try except. Okay, what will be the first thing? Let's say we have a try block. Okay, and we will be writing in a way. Just a second. Okay, and then arrow output. Okay, and we will have two options. I will explain you, don't worry. Let me just create the flowchart, and I will be explaining you the whole thing. Okay. Mm, the second thing will be, here it will be yes. Okay, once no or yes, then if there is no error, we will do a continue. Okay, and if there is the error, it should execute the except block. Okay, then there will be okay. Just I put a arrow. Okay, Okay, I guess this should be the flow. Okay, so what happens? Let's say we are writing a program. We put it under the try block. I explained you what exception handling is. So let's say we are worried that we are taking the input from the user and it might handle uh, some kind of errors or something we need to require because the user can enter a wrong value. So we put that suspicious code, that whatever is the code that we find might be a risky one, that we will put under the try block. And then if there is any error, yes, if there is error, it will go through an except block. It will handle the error. It won't crash the program. Rather than it will try to give a message to the user, or something we can have provide a default value, something like that. We will try to do that. Mostly we will raise a error that we display the message to the user, and then after that the program will continue as normal. And if there is no error, then it's fine, it will continue as a normal flow. So in both the scenarios, ultimately we are not leading to a situation in a position where the program gets crashed or the software completely stops working. Rather, whenever the error is, it will be able to handle that error, provide a useful message to the user, so the user can enter the proper input. Okay, so if in a simple way I have to tell you, definitely we are going to do this in a what we say VS Code implementation, but this will be the flow. Okay, risky code. And then except in the implementation wise, we are going to write in this syntax. Okay, uh, we will handle the error. So in the try block, whatever the risky code that we feel that there is an error, that we will write, and whatever the handling of that error, that we will write in the except block. If there is no error, the except block will never get executed. It simply get skipped. Here in the flowchart you can see that. So it's a very graceful method of handling the errors. We do not allow the user to see a situation where they feel that the developer has not done their work properly, and the program is getting crashed. Okay, so that is how we will be preventing a crash like situation for a program. Now let's jump to VS Code. And in the implementation wise, let's try a simple try block. Let's say here, if I have a number, enter number. Okay, and then what we will do, we will print that number. Okay, but we also need to typecast it, because the number should be integer one, that's we are expecting. Okay, now let's say the user, from the number they understood that they can enter in the numeric way, or in what we say in the text format also. So they did not got the idea properly, and they enter in a textual format, in the string format. So that definitely the typecasting will give an error, it won't allow them. So in that scenario, we want to give them a message that the input is not valid. So invalid number, that we want to give them a message. So here, let's say if I write 5, it will print properly. If I write let's say a wrong way in string format, if I give, it does not give me an error, rather it is showing me an invalid number message, a error message. Okay, so the program is not crashing. And instead of this, just to show you, if I simply, let's say, copy this one. I'm not sure what happened. Let me copy this, and okay, if I remove this portion, and remove the, and if I write without any exception handling, what happens? Let's say if I write 5, it will work fine. But as soon as I give a input that is not a valid number, that cannot be converted to the string, you see this crashed the program. It won't allow to run further, because the exception handling is not introduced in this program. So it is a must that whenever we find that something is risky and it can lead to a crash like situation for a program, always put it under the try except block. Okay, so this was just for an um, I would say demo purpose. So I am writing it here, exception handling not done. Okay, simple. Now let's move to the zero division error. So this is one of the error, value error. Now whenever you try to divide anything by zero, in our normal mathematics we get infinity, but in Python it gives a zero division error. It does not allow you to divide by zero. So let's see how we can add a try catch block for the zero division error. And b is equal to input. Hmm, okay, here we are requesting user to enter the divisor, except and what we say, if there is any error, print cannot divide by 0. Okay, and let's say we want to print a divided by b. Okay, let's say I write 10, it give me output 1. If I write 0, you can see 0 division error, even though I did a exception handling, but still, because the portion that error is on this one, so I need to put this one under the try except block. Okay, under the try block I need to put this one. This I did intentionally to show you that even we are doing the try except, but the correct code should be under the try block. So whenever it gets an error, it should move to the except block. Okay, so now if I give you 0, you can see it does not give. The placement is also important. So this was an intentional one that I did to show you that how the errors can happen if you don't place the correct portion where the error could happen, and if that block is out of the try block, it will give you an error. Okay, now what else we can do? Let's say we got here the value error, so we can eventually control the errors also, specific message to for the different kinds of error also. So here we were getting the non-divisible by 0 error, and here we are getting value error. So specific errors also we can handle under the except block. Okay, try number is equal to okay, number is equal to integer input, then enter number. Okay, we will be using the except block and then value error. Okay, so here we are trying to specifically address the value error that we are getting. Okay, and we will give a message, enter numbers only. Okay, so this will be the value error whenever somebody enters. Let's say I enter 6 here, so it will give an error that enter numbers only. If I enter 6 in the numeric format, it will accept that. Okay, we need to print also, that is the requirement, so we get an output here. So let's say 6. Okay, so you are able to see now we are able to print it, and specifically we are handling the value error rather than addressing the whole exception class. What is class? All of that things definitely we are going to cover in our oops videos, and do not worry about that. But understand that exception is a like bigger class, and under that all the value error, zero division error, all of that comes as a subset of all of this. Okay, so we are specifically able to handle that error also. Now let's say we are trying to open a file and that file is not present. Directly we try to read that file with the read operation or something, and the file is not present. In the case of write, it's not problem. Append also it's not problem, because if the file is not present, it will create. But sometimes let's say we try to perform a read operation and the file is not present, then it will give us an error. So here I will show you with one menu dot, let's say the menu is present, then what else we can add? We can add test dot txt. Okay, and we try to open this, and except we are printing that print file not found. Okay, and specifically we can address the error file found error. Okay, if we try to do that, still it is giving the error, I guess, file not found. Okay, so here you can see if I do not define the correctly, it will give an error also. So now it is able to handle that thing. So whenever we write an exception for particular error, it will be able to handle that error, do a exceptional handling for that error. Okay, we saw that single handling we can do, but also multiple also we can do in a single go. Let's say we try a block number. So there are multiple possibilities that we are doing a division, and in division somebody enters a string data. Because of that also the division won't error happen, that value error is there. Let's say somebody enters a 0, in that case also the division won't happen, but the reason is zero division error. So in that case we need to handle multiple exceptions, because the error can be of different reasons. Okay, so I will show you one of the example where we are handling multiple errors. Enter the number, and let's say I want to divide everything with 100. So result, whatever number is entered, that we will divide 100 by it. So 100 divided by number. Okay, we can print the, why it is not giving a auto suggestion, no problem, we will write that. It's just that I will make some of the typos. Okay, print result. Okay, then we will handle the except. With the except block we will handle the value error first, that whenever somebody enters a value that is not of correct data type, or correct, not data type, I would say it's the wrong statement. I would say somebody enters a value that is not being logically able to connect typecast into the integer format, then we will get the value error. Like string data, if we are entering a name or some characters that won't be able logically to typecast into the integer, Python won't be able to do that. So in that, value error will be there, and we will be printing uh, what we can print, invalid number. Okay, then accept, we can also accept zero division error, and we will print the message not able to, oops, not able to divide by 0. Okay, I guess this looks perfectly fine now. Whenever the number is invalid or not a integer one, it will give a value error. And whenever we try to convert it and it is successfully converted, but the number is 0, then it will give a not able to divide by 0 error. Okay, so let's say if I run this program, I give it a correct use case 100, so it is giving me the output 1. Okay, now let's say if I am giving a 0, so not able to divide by 0. So it is able to perform this exception perfectly fine. Now let's say if I give a 6 in the string format, so it might not be able to convert it, so that is an invalid number. So this is perfectly working fine. Now we will move on to a mini project. What we can do for the code cafe today, we can have a safe billing system, so that we discussed at the beginning. Let's say we are asking a customer to enter the number, bill amount, and they are entering the item name or something like that. So it can lead to an error and crash the program, but as we know exception handling now, so we can build a safe billing system. Okay. First, a welcome message that we are forgetting from the past few programs. So welcome to code cafe, and then we will ask for the customer input. Okay, input. Here we do not need any try block, because the customer input should be in the string format and there could not be no chance that we get an error. Enter customer name. Okay, now accepting the bill amount, that could lead to an error because customer can enter amount in a wrong way. Okay, float we are converting, and we are taking the input, that will be enter bill amount. Okay, now once that is done, what else we can do? We can print the formatted way customer name, and we can have the customer. I'm not sure, I might have to restart the VS Code. It is not giving any suggestions. So sometimes it happens whenever the suggestions or anything is not happening, you might need to restart or the kernel or restart the VS Code. That will fix the issue. Then we will have the amount, oops, amount, and that will be amount. Okay. So in accept block, we can handle what we can handle. We can handle the error, that will be a value error basically. Here the zero division error, there is no point of having the zero division error because we are not performing any division. So print what we want to print, slash n invalid number. Okay, and why we are putting the semicolon? We should put a print. We will give a message, enter numeric values only for bill amount. Okay, this we are printing, and finally print our regular thank you for the visit message. That is done. Here we are generating the bill actually, so we can also notify the customer that bill generated successfully. Okay, so this is a try accept block, and I guess the things look good. Let me enter my name, Vijay. Bill amount 1000 or 100,000. Let's do this 1000. You can see the ideal situation is working perfectly fine if I enter the numeric value. Let's try to break this one. uh, Raj, and when we asked him to enter the bill amount, he was in a hurry and he entered pasta. Okay, and you can see invalid number, numeric values only, thank you for the visit. So the program didn't crashed, it went till the last line. if we do not have the accept block, we have seen this multiple times, that the program crash in between and it gives us a error message. So this is what we are using the try catch try accept block. Okay, so in this video we actually learned that how the try accept flow of the program is, how we can handle the message, or how the syntax is, and then we also understood how we can implement that in the VS code. Okay, so I hope you are liking this series. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Till then, happy coding.